It's about that time. You know, it's like crazy, because in the city, it's not like who is he? It's like it's about time.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy in the streets once again. Intro Magazine, doing how we do for TV, and now we're on TV. It's your boy DJ Quest 95. Behind the lens is none other than Miss E. Intro. Don't know who I'm sitting next to. This gentleman right here. You just haven't been about your business. You don't know what's going on.
The most hated man in Cleveland. Yeah.
You don't know what's going on in entertainment in Cleveland. This is Colby Colb, 1079. In the place, he's here in Cleveland,
that's right,
making things happen. You're shaking some things up.
That's what you got to do, right?
Hey, man. Glad to meet you.
What's up, bro? Well, thank you for having me on.
No problem.
That was a good intro for Intro Magazine. I like that.
The intro for Intro Magazine was in Cleveland, like in a firestorm. A lot of stuff was going on. Things were being shook up. You're here, you're handling it. What are your plans?
What do you mean a firestorm? What do you mean by that?
Well, you know,
I'm going to interview you. What firestorm are you talking about?
Oh, he's going to flip
I just got a job.
You got a job?
They just said, listen, come to Cleveland. This is a great opportunity.
Well, I'm just going to be real.
Yeah, always be real, brother. That's the only way you should be.
A lot of people had stopped listening.
Right. Why would people stop listening?
Because it was redundant.
Okay.
There was no, and we know the on-air personalities had the talent. We knew the opportunity for local artists to get on was there. It was very few. I'm gonna call his name. Latin Assassin was instrumental in giving us a lot of local artists programming, and it seemed that everyone was waiting on him. No one else was taking initiative, and it just, you felt like they turned on the computer, press go, and in comparison to what we were used to, blazing 1079, street festivals, pop up, giving away stuff. I mean, when they started off 10 years ago, those first 5 years were everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. You got sick of seeing the radio station.
Right.
But that was a good
had a
thing.
big impact when it first came.
Big impact. Then it just said, it leveled off and dropped.
Yeah, well, radio stations, a lot of radio stations go through that, and hence why there's new management. Because you have to, you know,
keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh and switch things up sometimes. So that's common. I mean, some of the best stations in the country go through that. And, you know, fortunately in my career as a program director, I've been able to, I've only been program director over another previous station before this. And it was a similar situation in my hometown, and you know, we just took it, ran with it, and turned it upside down, and got the city all excited and passionate. So coming here was, you know, it was a little easier coming here because there wasn't no other station where I'm coming from. I'm used to, my whole career I've been fighting other radio stations. So if you didn't do that, you would die. So you know,
this is a monopoly situation, and that's why we don't understand why it got. Well,
it just happened. I mean, it just happened.
Was it because there was no?
No, I think it was just, you know, it just happens, man. It's not just in radio. It's in every, you see it in sporting teams.
Right.
A lot of sporting teams are just, they need to freshen things up, and so, you know, part of that was, you know, me coming here, and you know, I'm what you call like I just believe in life that, you know, you have to always kind of adjust. I'm not the kind of person that stays in one place and does the same thing over and over again. Complacency is like death.
That's
like
the devil.
You can't. I ain't gonna say it's the devil, but I just say that like a lot of folks are complacent everywhere in the world. People just complacent. They're just so comfortable in their life, and you know, they like just getting up every day and doing the same thing over and over again. Whereas, you know, I'm just not that kind of person. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. That's your thing. But that's just not my thing. And for a hip hop station, you have to be really, your energy has to be up all the time. You have to be really excited. You have to be giving people new stuff all the time. I mean, these kids, they weren't listening to the station because they had their iPods and they had online and they could get all the songs. They still getting the songs before we even get the songs. And so they're already ahead of the game. So you got to be on their lane. You got to be up on Twitter. You got to be up on Facebook. You got to be in their world in order to get them to come to the radio station. So hence is kind of, you know, what my approach is, and there are some people that don't program like I program, you know, and there's some people that do things a little differently. So it really, every person and every situation is different. So Cleveland just, you know, it just kind of was a situation where it was just time for a change, and that's why I was brought in.
We're definitely happy to have you. Definitely
happy to be here.
You covered that question.
Yeah,
that question,
I like this, man.
That question.
We going
all right.
Good. I like this. This is what I'm talking about.
Now, Summer Jam.
Yes.
What are your plans for Summer Jam as far as radio involvement with the artists? Are you gonna bring them out? Would it be festivals or pre-parties leading up to Summer Jam to increase? Because I'm just saying this because last couple summers, some big name artists canceled their shows because ticket sales weren't there.
Well, I will tell you that not. Yes, yeah, that is correct. But part of what happened in previous years was more about a combination of the artists, the timing of when the artists were going to be on, and the energy of the radio station. So if you're going to do an event, it's got to be like an energy, it's got to be a movement behind it. And I will tell you, for Summer Jam so far this year, I mean, we are really selling a lot of tickets. And it's so big and so impactful that Dayton, that Columbus, that Cincinnati, that Toledo, all the stations in those markets want to promote our event and want to send listeners from those.
Are there other Radio 1 stations?
Some aren't Radio 1 stations. These are people that just. And what my goal is for Summer Jam is, I'm used to, being in a situation where you have these really, really big concerts, and they really not just define the radio station, but really define the city. And so I know previously there were birthday bashes here or whatever.
Right.
But I felt that Summer Jam will be a better opportunity for Cleveland, and what my goal is for this year we do it at the Time Warner Center, then maybe we move it to the Q, and then eventually I want to do like this. I want to do Brown Stadium and do like how they do Summer Jam in New York, and just where it's like a who's who entertainment.
People, right.
But we got to prove ourselves, so
right.
one day at a time. So our event won't be canceled. We have a lot of great artists. They all got hot records out right now. The energy of the station, you can feel it with the addition of Ricky Smiley and the energy and the youthful presence of Z1079. We are really, this is our way, and one of the reasons, listen, it was my decision to make those tickets. Those tickets should not be that cheap. So we're not making any money. Like, we're basically breaking even on the show because it's expensive to do concerts. But I wanted to do something where it was a reasonably priced ticket, where the average person that maybe doesn't have a lot of money could come in, and we want to make this thing bigger and better. We want to build something, because in my previous years, not the station that I worked with before I came here, but the station that I really got my start on, we used to do a big event in Philly called Powerhouse, which is still a major concert. It's one of the top, outside of Summer Jam, Powerhouse in Philly and Powerhouse in LA are the big concerts of the year, radio station concerts. And when we started out small, we started at a real small location, so I saw it from its birth, and then we moved it to a bigger location, and then we moved to a bigger location. And one year in 2000, we did, because it was a new decade, we did two concerts back to back. And we got all the biggest artists to come through. But what was great about these concerts were, once we established who it was and what we were bringing, when we would just say Powerhouse was coming, it would sell out immediately. That what weekend that we would say it,
before we announced
the artist, it would sell out. So
that's a good reputation. That's a good report.
Right. So that's what we're trying to build for Northeast Ohio. We want to be able to, make it bigger next year, and then the year after that, and then really make it like a really huge, amazing event that not only are they talking about in Cleveland, but the state of Ohio and all over the country, where it's like a destination thing. So, but you have to be able to build them. You have to have networks of people that are supporting of it, and you have to, prove yourself. So that's what we're doing now. And so there's going to be, we're planning a really big star-studded after party. There's going to be a pre-show event that we're going to do the day before that we're still working on. So it'll be a movement. And so every year people will be like, yo, I can't wait to Summer Jam. What's going to happen?
From the east to the west, the flags so light. If you ever seen them